Okay, so here we have Tawaret, and then here we have Harrow, who acts as a psychiatrist, and it's somehow talking to Stephen Grant. But later on, they find out that all of this is just an illusion. So he's just trying to tell Mark on how reality is so much more different, and Mark doesn't really Mark doesn't really believe that reality is really different. Yeah, and they inject him with this thing, and they finally meet this hippopotamus, and this hippopotamus is Tawaret. And then she te- she tells Tawaret, so Stephen Grant and him will talk to Tawaret, and Tawaret will kind of tell them that they are quite dead because they ended up in the underworld, the Egyptian underworld. So they all both, and then Mark Spector is like, bro, what, the actual afterlife? So yeah, that was all of it. And then both of them find out the actual about all this underworld, and Mark doesn't believe that it was the underworld. So Mark wants some proof. So you know what Mark does. Mark, as usual, like full of steroids type of a guy, and he's going to go and open the door. So just open the door and see. And yes, this is the underworld. Like, that is the scale, and this is what happens when you die. Egyptians believed that this was the underworld. Yeah, and Tawaret then takes out both the hearts and to put on the scale, because they believe that Tawaret believes that they show which one balance scale, because only when the scales are balanced they can get to go back home. So she asked them to go back in and go and help them. Yeah, and this was Stephen Grant seeing all the memories of Mark Spector on how his brother drowned, and his mother blames him for the son drowning and stuff. And this is the funeral where the mother blames Mark's younger self because he let his brother drown because he was supposed to protect him. And Stephen Grant finally finds out on how Mark what happens when before Khonshu met him. And this is where Layla's father also died, and this is where Khonshu appears for the first time. How this shows how Mark Spector became the avatar of Khonshu, and therefore you see the transformation now on how Mark Spector becomes avatar of Khonshu and how he gets the suit, bro. And I'm gonna be honest, bro, this looks so cool. It looks so deadass. Yeah, as his Moon Knight, the name of the series, quite sick. And now they're all trying to help to work together so that they can go and find Harrow, because Harrow is killing people, and Mark goes a bit crazy because of his memories, and then he comes back to this reality of his memory of how the mother wants to go and see Mark, and Mark is so scared because the mother is gonna come and abuse or kill him. And then finally, see, Stephen Grant takes over. So it's kind of like Stephen Grant. It's like Stephen Grant does not exist. So Mark Spector created Stephen Grant. And yeah, now this is what happens. She wants to, and she whacks him because she's just so pissed off him. Yeah, they both fight because Stephen Grant does not exist. Mark Spector is the only one that exists. Yeah, and he explains to Stephen Grant how he was basically just fake, and how she created Stephen Grant with a family that loves him and memories that everyone loved him, and now they try to console each other, and yeah, it does not end well. And it's back to Harrow, this illusion. I don't really get this part because I don't know, Harrow seems like it's not really real. Then she calls Mrs. Grant, Stephen Grant's mother, but Stephen Grant already found out that she was fake, so he knew the illusion was fake. So yeah, this is when the dad called Mark Spector because the mother had passed away. So he was gonna come down, and anytime now he's gonna have a nervous breakdown because the mother put him through so much. So now if you see all the rage, suddenly Stephen, he gets so pissed, Stephen Grant comes out, and 3 2 1, Stephen Grant comes out. There you go, Stephen Grant transformation, because he just couldn't handle the pain, so he brought Stephen Grant out. There, it's all kind of fake. It's kind of mind-blowing at this point. Like, who would have thought Stephen Grant is not real? It's kind of crazy, right? So yeah, Stephen Grant is fake, I guess. And yeah, then he tells that 2 months ago, that was the time where their life started bleeding into each other, and Stephen Grant is not real, and it's determines the whole series, and it's all kind of crazy. And now everything is shaking when they go out. Gates of the worlds are open, so they're all supposed to go out, and all the sand people came out because their skills were still not balanced yet, so they all were both fighting. Mark Spector was fighting, and Stephen Grant finally found out that he can fight too because he is Mark Spector. So first he turns out the ship, and this whole battle scene, fight scene, sorry, with them and these desert people. So those were kind of crazy. And so Stephen then fights them, fends them off, and suddenly one of them got hold of Mark, and Stephen Grant comes back. Stephen Grant like kinda sacrificed himself. So by pulling him, he went down, and he got trapped in the dead sand, and he basically died because he is trapped in the sand of death, and he can't really move, and he will be frozen in sand. So yeah, Stephen Grant is dead. This honestly was a very tearful moment for everybody. So yeah, it was kind of crazy, and his skill actually balanced, so they didn't really need him to come back, and Stephen sacrificed life for Mark, and Mark just ends up in the field of reeds. And yes, that's it for it, guys. Hope you guys today enjoyed this review today, and hope you like the format that we had today. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me, and see you guys next week for the 2-part exclusive review. That is all, and thank you, and peace.